takes a lifetime to build substantial trust. It only takes one mistake to lose it.
This is true. That's true.
It only takes one. You may have been right 1,000,000 times before, but if you're wrong in the wrong thing one time, it's a wrap. And now we got to start all the way back from ground zero. So it takes time and consistency to rebuild trust.
And also,
What's up? Another question we got here. And that question is, and it kind of, I guess, reverts back to some of the conversation we were just having about trust. And the question was, how do you rebuild the trust?
Time and consistency.
Yeah, that's good.
The only way to rebuild trust is through time and consistency.
consistency of being trustworthy.
Consistency of being trustworthy. Being trustworthy in the small things over a period of time shows a person that I can trust you with more, and I can trust you with more, and I can trust you with more. It takes a lifetime to build substantial trust. It only takes one mistake to lose it.
This is true. That's true.
It only takes one. You may have been right 1,000,000 times before, but if you're wrong in the wrong thing one time, it's a wrap. And now we got to start all the way back from ground zero. So it takes time and consistency to rebuild trust.
And also, to piggyback on what Pastor John just said, vulnerability. It's okay to say you made a mistake. Admit to know that you didn't know the value of setting that boundary or penetrating that boundary. Sure. You didn't know the boundary, and you messed up. You made a mistake. And to Pastor John's point, time and consistency of going the opposite direction, right? A lot of people don't want to admit when they're wrong.
Sure.
And I think that has ruined a lot of relationships, is you don't want to admit when you made a mistake. Right. My mama said that, and you take these approaches where I'm not your mama's husband.
That's right. and in certain communities, particularly ours, in the African American community, just for a brief moment, your mama probably wasn't married either.
Oh, Lordy.
Can I do that?
Church was like this too. It's okay.
Can I do that?
It's quiet over here.
Go ahead.
I mean. Well, I'll go out here on this ledge for a second,
Yes, sir, we got you.
because in our culture right now, only 1 out of 4 black women get married in their lifetime.
That's right. Yeah.
Only 25%. Now that's the complete opposite of what it was just 50 years ago in 1960, when 80% of black women were getting married. So if only 25% of black women are now getting married, and I'm talking about forget staying married,
Right.
just getting married.
Yeah.
Who are you getting your information from
Right. That's good.
about what it takes to make a marriage work?
That's good.
Who's telling you you should treat your husband like this?
Right.
How is she treating her husband?
Right.
Right. Paul is very adamant about instructing the elder men and women to train and up the younger men and women. And that's part of our conversation that we had, is that, the mature women have to pass on wisdom to younger women.
Sure.
But to your point, if there are no wise, mature women, and I'm not saying there's not,
No,
but if
they're not informing,
if
your
they're not
opinions.
informing, if they're not, making an intentional effort to communicate what does work in terms of the core of being in a relationship where there's a give and take, submission, and both, the husband and the wife, what are they passing on? If they're not passing, how they say silence is acceptance.
Sure.
So if you're not communicating what is right, then you're accepting what is wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's far too much of that in the church.
Right. Wow.
Let's take it away from ethnicity for a moment now. Let's take it over to the religious worldview.
Okay.
The divorce rate in the church is the same as it is in the world. Why? Because somebody's not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, all divorces result from somebody quitting.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Why is this taking place in the body of Christ as much as it is outside of the body of Christ? I believe it is because we're not bringing godly wisdom to the situation and actually operating in that, but we're still operating in the wisdom of the world.
Right.
And so the world told, now we're going to bring it back to women right now. The world told our women, I am woman, hear me roar. The world told you that you can bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan and never let him forget he's your man. It lied to you. You cannot have it all. You got to compromise something. You got to give something. There's going to be a give and take if this whole thing is going to work. Hey guys, it's Pastor John here. Please, if you like this video that you just saw, hit that like button for us. Second thing I want to ask you to do is to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out videos once a day at about 5:30 p.m. Hit that bell notification so that you'll know when a new video has been uploaded. And then the final thing to do, share this video, share this information. If you know somebody that has a need that it can be benefited by it, please put it out in circulation so that we can try to help as many people as possible. Thanks, and God bless.